Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Teaching Budget. So I want to do a full disclaimer before I even start. The products, like the budgeting templates and things that you are going to see me use, are not templates that I made. I'm using two different content creators templates. So this, as you can see, is called How to Build a Outcast Budget. It is by Baddies and Budgets. If you have never heard of her, I highly recommend you go look her up. She's amazing, and the things that she has managed to do is awe-inspiring. But I recently took her How to Build an Outcast Budget course, and this is the workbook that I received during her course. So I'm going to show you how I'm using that to build my own budget. I'm also using the actual budgeting pages from the That Budget Babe. These are pages that I purchased from her Etsy shop. So I did receive budgeting pages from that Baddies and Budgets, but it wasn't like one that I wasn't really that impressed with it. It just didn't fit like what I was looking for. So I found the budgeting pages from that That Budget Babe, sorry. And so I really loved her page and like the way she has everything broken down. And so I'm using the Budget Babes breakdown sheet, but I'm using the workbook pages and things that I got from Baddies and Budgets. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. Not trying to steal credit for anybody's things. These are their things. If you like them, please let me know. I will put a link for those things in my comments or in my description so that you can go find them and buy them. They're reasonably priced for what you get from it. Okay, but yeah, that was my first disclaimer. Second disclaimer that I have to do is clearly I've already done my August budget, but I know me, I need something that will hold me accountable for actually sticking to my budget and actually doing my budgeting every month. So I decided to create this YouTube channel to hold myself accountable, but also to share my journey. A little information about me is I am a teacher. I am also a single mother of a 1-year-old. So I looked as I was searching on how to like start a budget. I look for budgets created by other teachers because we have a somewhat unique, pay schedule and the way our money comes in and how we have to go about things. And for me, I couldn't really find any up-to-date like teachers on YouTube who had these budgets, or their budgeting videos would be like 2 years old and now they're like on to something new where they've quit their job or they're just doing other things. And so I'm just like, I need to see someone who is actually in the thick of it, who is actually going through in their learning, because that's the way I learned. I learned by doing something. And so I'm like, if I can't find these resources that I need, I know someone else out there is probably like, oh, I wish I had this too. So I want to share my journey with you guys and hopefully you find it useful. If not, that's okay. It's still me holding myself accountable. So I'm going to just quickly walk you through what I've done. I've already done my budget for August, so all of my things are already in place, but I'm going to walk you through how I got them, and I'm going to show you everything that I've done so that when I make my September video, you guys can be ready with me. But I'm also going to be making weekly videos where I check in and I go through what I've spent, if like I've been able to do some side hustles and come up with more money. I'll do those cash stuffing videos as well. So let's get into my budget. So I'm going to move this and we're just going to go into looking at my budget. So here we go. So the first thing that you have to do, for me, even before I did my income, I printed out 3 months of my bank statements, and I went back through, and I don't have those, but I went back through and I actually do have those. Give me 1 second. I highlighted, I highlighted like some of the different stuff. Actually, no, I don't. Sorry, I thought I did. I highlighted like the different categories, like dining out, bills, like shopping, all of those categories. And I just added up because I wanted to see on average how much I'm spending in a month. And what it came out to show was shocking. Like bill wise, I knew about what I was spending. I know bill wise, I spend close to $3,000 just on bills every month. Actually maybe a little bit over 3,000. But the shocking part was what I was putting out in like dining out, in groceries, and it was so shocking for me. So guys, I highly recommend it. I found out that I was spending close to $700 every month on groceries, but somehow I was also spending close to $800 every month dining out. Those numbers do not compute well. There should be no way that I spend so much money on groceries, but I'm eating out so much as well. So guys, you need those reality checks. So I highly recommend just pull 2 to 3 months of bank statements, of your last bank statements, and go through with some highlighters, highlight all the bills you pay, highlight all the times you've eaten out, like just highlight those major categories so you can know, and tally them up and see what you spend. And that way you can actually come into it with a good like basis of, okay, this is where my money is going, and I need to nip that in the bud. What's a budget that I can stay within that's not going to be too unreasonable? So once you've done that, now it's time to look at your income. So for me, my income, I spent about $4,500 after all taxes, health insurance, everything else have been pulled out. I spent about $4,500 a month. This last year, because I did have a baby, I did take maternity leave, which I thankfully live in a state where we are offered paid maternity leave. But I ended up taking an extended maternity leave, which means I maxed out my PTO, and I took some unpaid time, which means my paycheck, which is branched out. I have mine branched out across the whole like 12 months of teaching. So my checks go from, I want to say August to August. So my salary is broken down into those 12 months because I was not actively working the whole 12 months. They had to also take more. I don't even know the process, honestly. I'm just trying to say my check was cut even more than what it normally is. So I didn't get my full pay this past year. So it has been hard. And because of that, and because me taking an extended time where I didn't get paid at all, so I was literally just pulling from my savings account, which I had been working on for a while, got depleted. And guys, when I say depleted, I mean at the most I had like $17,000 in that. I am currently sitting, and I'm being so blatantly honest with you right now, I'm currently sitting at $200 in my savings account. And I never thought that would happen. And I know it was because of choices I made, and I own up to that. But that's why a girl is trying so hard to get her budgeting together. So I'm just saying all of that to say that this is a normal kind of pay for me, because the way my pay should have felt this year had I not taken maternity leave, I would have been making closer to a $5,000 income coming in every month. So I'm hoping that with the new school year starting soon, my pay will go back up and I'll be able to budget a little bit more. And as of right now, I only have my my monthly teacher's paycheck. I did just recently start doing some more side hustling. I just signed up to be a teacher. Not a teacher, a tutor. So I will hopefully have some income coming in for that. And I'm also doing Instacarting as much as I possibly can. But once again, I'm a single mother of a 1-year-old. Lord, I can't talk. Of a 1-year-old. And so trying to side hustle and Instacart with her, I can get about 2-3 hours in, which is about 2 or 3 orders. And then she's like, okay, I'm done being in this car. I'm done with all of this. And you know, it's fair. She's a 1-year-old. Of course, she doesn't want to be in the car for that long. So it's a slow coming process, but I just keep trying to hit it for a few hours every day just to get money. And hopefully soon I'll be able to add that as income as well as, just doing as much as I can, like just trying to get some affiliations going and things like affiliate links through Amazon and stuff, and hopefully be able to bring in some income that way. So right now I'm just working on my teacher salary. That's all August was. So I expected $4,500 and my actual total was $4,237.86. And then I went through using that, using my monthly statements. I listed all of my bills. So I have rent, I have daycare, like I have a subscription for my Ring doorbells. I put subscriptions, like all my subscriptions together. I have some subscriptions to like teachers, different thing. I have my student loans, which hasn't started back yet, but it's coming up quickly. I have my life insurance, car insurance. I have investment funds for my daughter. Like I have my car payments and credit cards, all the things that people tend to have. And so I just wanted to list out what my bills will be. This is my handwriting right here is atrocious. And like, this is just what I wanted to just see what my monthly breakdown would be. And looking at this, my monthly breakdown was $3,674.86, which is mind-boggling. Then I also thought about my debt trackers. So how much debt do I have, and like what are the interest rates, what are the minimum payments? So right now I'm looking at my student loans, which is my biggest debt, and my car, which is my next biggest debt, and then my Capital One bill, which is not really debt. I'm planning to pay it off within like the next 2 months because I don't like being in credit card, having my credit card having a high interest rate. And my credit card had a high interest rate this time because we were on vacation and stuff started adding up quickly. And I also ordered some stuff that I shouldn't be ordering for my classroom, but we know as teachers how that is. So that's where my Capital One bill is. I'm planning to pay it off relatively quickly, so that won't be a debt that I will have for long. But I wanted to list out all my debts. I wanted to list my interest rates on my cards and on my loans and what my minimum payments is, just so I can clearly see what they were. And like I wanted to list out my variable expenses. So variable expenses are the things that you pay for all the time, but they change a lot. So like gas, groceries, how much you spend dining out, how much you spend on shopping, so these are all my variable expenses. So I have gas, groceries, dining out, shopping. I have both in-store and online. I am more of an online shopper because I don't like to go in stores most of the time. So I tend to spend more money online than I do in person. Let's say any miscellaneous. I have a classroom fund. I have Gigi, who is my daughter, her fund. And I also have 2 cats, so their fund. So these are my miscellaneous. So on average, I spend $138 on gas, $712 on groceries, $842 on eating out, $200 in store, $400 online. All of these things are adding up. So I wanted to create a budget for what I would really do. And normally you should only take about 20% of the original. So of how much you would normally use, you take 20% of that, and that would be your budget. I, however, needed a drastic change. So my change, I am dropping so much money. And I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm going to have to do because I cannot afford to keep spending $800. And 20% of my $800 for eating out would have been about $670 eating out. That is still way too much money for me to be eating out. I'm not doing that anymore. So I dropped that drastically. But it is highly recommended as Baddies and Budgets. Like I told you, I was taking her course. She highly recommended that you take 20%. You take off 20% of that, what you normally spend, and what's left over would be your budget. I'm just not going to do that because I have to do drastic things to get my life together. So I'm going to flip through and let's talk about, before I even started creating budgets, I wanted to make sure I knew exactly when everything was due. So Baddies and Budgets had this finance calendar. So I went through, I filled out like when exactly everything would do. So I have my rent, utilities, car insurance. I do chat books for my daughter, which are just books where you can just document her month. I do monthly chat books. Although I'm about to, now that she's a year old, I'm about to switch to yearly. So she'll get a yearbook at the end of every year. Like for her birthday, she'll get a yearly book. And I also have her college fund, which I contribute $200 to every month. And I have savings, which is about $200. So I have one that goes into my bank savings, and I have another high yield savings accounts where $100 goes into that every month as well. And like I have daycare pickup, and I have my subscriptions. And you can see that they're all color coded because I want to know, be able to quickly glance and look and be like, oh, okay, that's what this is. So my paydays are green. Obviously, I get paid once a month as a teacher, and we get paid on the last day of the month. So 31st will be my next payday. And the 31st was my recent payday, you know? So that's why it's green. My bills are in blue, so I can look on here. Oh, my cell phone bill is due on the 24th. I know it. I can automatically see it because it is highlighted in blue. My credit cards are in yellow. You do not have to separate your credit cards from your bills. I just did that because it made it easier for me. So my Amex is doing the 8th. My Capital One is doing the 4th. I can clearly see that. My subscription is red. So yes, I separated my subscription from my bills. Even though they are technically a bill, I needed to see exactly which subscription is being paid. It helps me look at it and be like, do I really need all of these subscriptions? Like I have Peacock, I have Netflix, I have like so many different things. I even have more than this. I've kind of gotten rid of some of them because I'm like, I don't need this. Like I'm gonna lose Patreon soon because once again, I don't even get on Patreon, but I'm paying, I think I paid like $3 or something for it every month. And yeah, $3 isn't a lot, but it adds up. So that's going to be a subscription I'm going to lose soon. Okay, in savings. My savings that comes out is in purple. So I have like Gigi's College Fund, I have savings, and I have what's called UNES. UNES is an investment app that I invest $50 into every month for my daughter. It is literally in her name, and every month I put some in and they invest into different things for me, and I'm earning money that way for her. So that when I think I have it set up for her 18th birthday or 21st birthday or something, she'll be able to get that money and she can do whatever she likes with it without a stipulation. Whereas her college fund is, oh, it has to go towards college. This is just investment money. So if she wants to go backpacking through Europe or something, these is funds that she'll have to be able to do that. Okay, so yes, this is my financial calendar. I highly recommend that you take the time and just sit down and plan out exactly when all of your bills and things are due, especially if you have extra income coming in where like halfway through the month you have a random payday. So that way you can actually split it up and you can be like, okay, so these first few bills are going to be what I have to pay with my first paycheck, but I have another paycheck coming in. So these next few bills right here are what's going to be paid with this paycheck. That way you can actually plan out your how to do your money better. Okay, so I'm going to actually go through, skip all of this, And let's get into my actual budget. So So, like I said, my income this month was $4,237.86. And so I have that in my income section. Then I have my bills, which I only have the bills that I actually had to pay this month. So I have rent, daycare, utilities, car, life insurance, internet, cell phones. I have all of those bills, and I have like when they're actually due. And I'm gonna be working on actually getting them in order, because just seeing them like sporadically and just out of order like I did this time is very ugh to me. And then I have the amounts in my total. So I had $3,445.25. So I had to take, of course, that out of my income. And then I went through and I listed my variable expenses. And you guys remember I said that I changed this drastically. This is something that I drastically was like, okay, I have to change. So for gas, I have $75. I'm not driving much this month. So next month, this will go up because I will actually be back at work. This month, I'm literally just at home for most of the month, with the exception of us going out Instacarting and us going on vacation soon. So I'll be driving to the airport, but I can reasonably do all of this with $75 budget. Like I said, it will go up next month, where I'm actually having to drive back and forth to work every day. My groceries got dropped down to $150, mostly because I know I have like a lot of meats and things in my freezer, and I'm forcing myself to actually cook and do things at home this month. And from now on, my eat out went to $200, and literally I actually wanted to drop it below that. I didn't, and I only didn't do that because I know we were going on vacation, and we're just gonna be on vacation for like 4 days, and there's no way I'm gonna go buy groceries for 4 days of vacation. So we're just gonna have fun, and we're gonna experiment. We're gonna eat new foods that we don't get while we're where we live at. And so that's why my eat out is $200, but next month it'll probably drop down to about $100, $150. We'll see. My shopping in person was $100, and my shopping online was $25. Realistically, from now on, I'll probably split that in half and do like 50-50 for both, or 75-75. We'll see. I have a $10 miscellaneous, just in case anything pop up and I just need a little extra money. I can pull from miscellaneous. And my daughter Gigi, she gets $50. And that for me, of course, she's a baby. She's not out there spending money, but that for me is like, okay, I have these $50 for her. That's $50 that can go towards diapers. That's $50 that can go towards wipes. Like anything that she needs, I have this $50. Of course, if my daughter needs something and I've already spent that $50, I'm just going to pull that money from somewhere else, because she's a baby. She needs it. I can't help it, okay? This month I did not pay anything on my debt. I didn't do any student loan, card, or car payment, or like extra towards my car payment. I did pay my car payment, but nothing extra. For me, my car's in the debt section because I want to start paying extra money towards it every month to try to get it paid off, so that I can just solely focus on paying off my student loans. For sinking funds I created, I have my classroom fund, Christmas fund, travel fund. I have a down payment because I'm trying to start saving up to hopefully buy a house in the next few years. I have my pets, I have self-care, I have vacation, and I have entertainment. Self-care and entertainment for this next month are going to be moved to low priority. I know self-care should never be a low priority, but it's just not something I do very often. In entertainment, I don't really like to go out very much, so I don't really need that much entertainment. Classroom fund, I want to make sure I have a classroom fund because I tend to spend out of pocket a lot of times for things that my students need, and I know I need to better control how much I spend, because I will quickly spend $300-400 on my classroom, and I'm like, Mercedes, you can't afford this. Stop this. Christmas, I'm wanting to try to save up. I've already gotten my daughter like her big ticket items for that will be her Christmas presents, but like I just want to be able to do a little bit more splurge on the rest of my family as well. Travel and vacation, I have a separate things, because I tend to fly out twice a year to go visit my family who literally live across the country from me and my daughter. So that is what that travel is flights, renting cars. That's what that travel is. Vacation is not my time with my family. I mean, yes, technically it is a vacation from my normal life, but I don't count that as a vacation because I'm just going home to my family, you know? Vacation is like what me and my daughter are about to go do in next week. That is vacation. So those for me are two separate things. Subscriptions, I have my subscription breakdown right here where I have Netflix, Spotify, Peacock, Patreon, Education with an Apron, Instant Ink. Those are all my subscription breakdown. Then I have some saving challenges. I have my emergency fund challenge. I have what I call Gigi's Piggy Bank, which is just another fun for my daughter. And then I'm currently doing my 30-day savings with it's me, my mom, and my sister, which is another way for me to hold myself accountable for savings. And so it's been going great so far. All right, and so I had my whole budget. So I had started off with $4,237.86. For the total bills and expenses, it came up to $4,055.25. My total debt and subscription was $51.39. My total sinking, low priority, in savings funds came up to $84 even. And so for my leftovers, I had $47.22 extra. So now I want to walk you through how I set up my cash binders. So I have 4 different binders. I have my shopping binder, which is the one that I take with me every day. It stays in my purse. So we'll go through that. I have my funds. So that's my sinking funds, my low priority funds. I have my debt binder, and I have my savings binder. And so let's go through and I'll show you what I have in each one. So let's start with the easiest one, which will be my black debt binder. So in my debt binder, I have student loans. I actually just came up with about $200 extra somehow, literally yesterday. And so I went through and I took that $200 and I added it into different funds. So that's why I didn't plan to put anything into those funds, but that's why these have money now. So I have my budget sheet right here. So for my student loan, it now has $20 in there. So I have it labeled education. I have my credit card. I put $5 towards that. And it has credit card labeled. And towards my car payment, I put $10 in that one. And so car payment, it has $10. Okay. So that's my debt book. Then we have our savings book. So for emergency fund, I started it with $10 and then I added an extra $10. So there's now $20 in there. For my daughter's Gigi's Piggy, I started it with $4 and then I added $5. So now it has $9 in there. For my budget, my 30-day challenge, I've started it with $10 and I've just been adding random intervals every month, every day. So that now we're up to $47 saved. And this is just one where I have like extra cash where I pull and I just put it with my challenge sometimes. Or it goes wherever I need it to go. Then I have what is my sinking low priority funds. So I have my classroom fund, which I have $10 in. So it has school. I have my Christmas fund, which now has $30. I have my travel fund, which also now has $30. I have my down payment, which now has $5 in it. It says mortgage. I have my pets, which now has $5 in it. Pet care. I have self-care, which has $3 in it. I have vacation, which has $5. Then I have $3 entertainment, which now has $3 in it. So these are the easy books really to keep track of. Like, you really only fund them maybe once a month, or when you're on a monthly challenge itself for your savings challenges, which you'll do daily or weekly. Other than that, you don't really do much with these books until you're budgeting again. So these are the easy books. Okay. So my next book is my shopping book. Okay. This is where I have all of my variable expenses. And I have my cards and stuff over here as well. So please ignore that stuff. So variable expenses. So I have my gas, my groceries, my dining, my shopping, miscellaneous, and of course my daughter. So gas, I started off with like $75, and I went that same day and I got $51.41 of gas. And I use my credit card every time I get gas. So I had $75 on it. I didn't want to leave that money sitting in this wallet, because I didn't want to have my brain think, oh, I still have this $75. So what I do, I went ahead and I pulled that money out of the envelopes and I put it in the back in what's called debit card, because I'm going to take that money, I'm going to take all this money, I'm going to put it into my debit card, and I'm going to go ahead and pay and cover what I spent. Then I have my groceries, where I started with $1.50, and I am now down to $4 stuff in groceries. So yeah, that money went so fast. I don't think I planned out what I was going to spend in groceries well enough. I definitely should have had at least $2.50 in there, because I did go over and I had to pull extra money to cover. So that was not great. So, but this is my first month. It's a learning thing. I'm going to learn as I go, okay? And I'm going to show you in a minute, because I did eat out yesterday. So I'm going to actually show you exactly how I'm going to do that, how I do that. So give me just 1 second and I'll walk you through it. But then I'm going to show you everything else. So this is my dine out folder. I have my shopping in person folder, little thing. I have my online. This is my miscellaneous. I have my daughter Gigi, and I've spent most of her fun because I had to buy baby gate. She's walking and moving around and just wanting to be free, so I want to put a baby gate up over the stairs so that I don't have to worry about her going down those stairs and hurting herself. And then of course I have my bank deposit one, which currently has $181 because I've spent $181 out of my funds. So like I said, I wanted to show you exactly how I do my budgeting. So yesterday I ate out. It was one of those days where I had cooked for breakfast and lunch, and I just really did not feel like cooking for dinner. So I decided that, okay, this is going to be our one eat out this week. And I'm okay with that. Like, you have to be willing to make those sacrifices sometimes. Grab a pen. And so this is one that I was willing to make. I was willing to make this sacrifice. So I spent $40 yesterday for dinner for me and my daughter. We had some honey garlic chicken and rice and some sushi. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my budget sheet. So 5.5. It was called Koi, and I spent, I'm gonna say $41. It was 40 and like 50 something cents, so I'm just gonna round it up to 41. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pull $41 out of here. So here we go. 20, 40. Oh, and I don't have any fives, any ones, so I'm gonna actually take a 5. And I'm going to go and see if I can use one of my other folders to change up. That's why I have that extra money. So this way I can go ahead and just change out that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so just having extra bills makes it easier for me to just change out whatever I need to change out, and I can, you know, just do the money however I need to. So I need to pull out $41, okay? So there's that $41 that I spent yesterday. It's out of the bag now. So now let's see how much I have left in my dine out. So I have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So I have $129 left in my dine out experience budget. 129. So now I know I have $129. All right. And now that I have that up, I'm gonna go ahead and add that money to my deposit. 86. I'm gonna deposit it. It's not gonna. So that's plus 41. How much we got in here? So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that's 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So $222. And most people are like, yeah, I got $222. This money, I have to always remember, it has already been spent. So it's not money that I get to just ball out and use for something else. Nope, I've already spent this money and I need to pay it back, you know? $222. So I have $222. And I love these little budget sheets. I got all of these books and all of the budget sheets and envelopes. I literally ordered it off of Amazon. They were like $10. I definitely have affiliate links for them if you guys want to purchase them. You don't, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You don't need these. You don't. I like them, and they make it easier for me to physically see and have these, but you do not need them to do a budget. You don't. You could easily just use your regular wallet, just get like a regular envelope and just put money in that way. Totally fine. You do not need anything fancy. I just personally chose to do this because I like the aesthetic of it. That's just me. Okay, so those are my funds. I have already started to just go back through and see, like, okay, this is the things that I had for this month. This is how it's going so far this month. So I've been trying to go through, and I've already started my September budget. Of course, I don't know what my income is going to be because it does fluctuate a little bit. But I've already started to go through and look at my variable expenses and be like, okay, this isn't going to work. Like, I only gave myself $150 for groceries this last month. I already bumped it up to $250. It'll probably go up a little bit more before we actually get to September actual budget. I said $100 for gas instead of the $75. My eat out went down from $200 to $100. It might get bumped up to $150. We'll see. I split the difference between my shopping, so both have $50. My daughter still has $50, and my miscellaneous stuff has $10. And my sinking funds, which I will last month, within this month, I'm saying last month as if August is gone, I was like 25. But I realized I cannot prioritize my sinking funds right now. I just can't. It's not realistic for me to prioritize them when I'm also trying to pay off debt. So I have to choose one or the other. So I'm going to choose paying off my debt. So right now, my sinking funds are only going to get $10 a month. And maybe, hopefully, when I start to bring in the other income that I'm working for, then maybe I can start adding a little bit more. But majority of my money will be going towards bills and paying off my debt. So that's all I have for you right now. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am here. I will definitely answer whatever you need me to answer. Hopefully you found this, useful and it's not just me sitting here rambling, you know. Hopefully you can actually benefit from this. Once again, I'm going to put links to these things in my description. I'll also drop the affiliate links for from the binders that I got as well. So if you want them, you can definitely go check them out. The gold ones that I have, these little vinyls that I have, I did purchase separate from the books. The books actually came with the envelopes, and they came with some black letterings instead, which I did use on some of my. Let me see if I can find one. It came with black lettering like this, but like it didn't have a lot of the words that I wanted, so I did order some of the gold ones from Amazon as well. So I'll also drop that link down. So if you want to purchase that, it's up to you. You guys are not required to buy anything. You don't, like I said, you don't need any fancy things to budget. You just need a budget planner. I like having mine online, but I do also print it out and put it into an actual binder so that I can physically go through and look at it as well, and, you know, hold it, and it's more tangible for me. Although I do plan to keep budgeting on here and just printing it out and putting it in there so I can also have myself accountable and be able to quickly reference back through it. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful, and all the links will be in the description. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me in my first video. Bye.